Hey everyone, it is your one and only PSGD, brought to you by the power of PlayStation Share Factory. How are we doing? I'm well, I'm doing good. We just gave away a copy of No Man's Sky on the Facebook page to one lucky contestant. So that's kind of cool, and I just thought I'd back up with another video about PlayStation VR. Now, over the weekend there was some really big news, which was leaked via a couple of documents reported on like IGN and GameSpot, just about three big important pieces of information. So I'll get to the first one. The VR headset should not really be used with children under 12. Thumbs up from me. Unreal. Now, as much as I'd like to share that experience with my kids, at least I've got an idea now of it's probably not the best idea. The next bit of information that came to light was just the amount of space that you needed for the PlayStation VR headset. Now, I think quite a few people have gotten themselves into a little bit of a fizz about this, I guess. And it's interesting because I think people haven't yet worked out how to sort of manipulate this one. Now, space. The pamphlet that you probably saw on the PS Gamer Dad webpage slash Facebook page was around the distance from the camera that you need to be. Now, that was nominated at 3 meters. So the player who's inside that space, camera is at the front, wherever that front is, and then from there we need to come back 3 meters, and the width of that space needs to be 1.9. I don't think people really get it. Like, I've heard and I've read a lot of stuff online already, which is just, oh, it's too much space, it's too much this, it's too much that, it's too much something else. So I'm going to put this one to you. My personal lounge room is actually very long, and my TV's at the front and couches at the back. But I don't personally need to be looking at the TV when I'm playing VR, right? So if we're thinking of this space that's right in front of us as my lounge room, if I was actually faced this way with the headset on and the camera was in front of me, and then I had the 6 meters this way, and then we had the 1.9 across there, that'd still work, right? Like, I don't need to go buy a new house or a bigger lounge room. I just need to get smart with the space that I use. Now, one of the really big things about this is that it's not Oculus Rift. Oculus Rift is recommended to be sitting at a PC. There's no spatial awareness inside what we are doing, right? So the fact that PlayStation VR has a 3 meter by 1.9 meter space that I can walk around and actually be in a three-dimensional space is only going to make this entire experience even better. It's such a positive thing as far as I'm concerned. Now, I've used the HTC Vive a fair bit, and being able to be around in a space and to warp places, but then being able to actually take a step towards something or back is a really, really important factor, I think, in VR. So there's the two first ones. So I don't think space is an issue personally. The third one is the controllers. Now, I read that the controllers are going to be available at launch. They're going to be the PlayStation Move controllers for $100 for two. Now, I didn't read whether that was like the navigation controller and the ice cream cone, or whether that was 2 ice cream cones. I'm not really sure just yet. Like, there's not enough info. How do I personally feel about it? Look, I was really hoping for something shiny and brand new. Let's be really, really honest. I love new hardware, and I was hoping that they would redesign the controller. The main reason I hoped that was because as I said previously, just a second ago, I've used the Vive. The Vive has an unreal ergonomically designed controller with, it might be 12 to 14 inputs on it. If you're holding the controller, there's like buttons on the side, there's buttons underneath, there's buttons on the front face of it, there's a trackpad that can be used as a trackpad, but it also has like buttons in every quadrant. And I think that just gives the player, gives a developer more ability to allow the interactor or the player to do more stuff with it. More buttons mean more interaction as far as I'm concerned. So I would have loved to have seen a redesign of the Move controller, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But you know, it's not the end of the world. A lot of people will get to reuse their controllers from that they've used on other systems. i.e. the PlayStation 3. So that's good. I mean, it lessens the impact of the financial burden, which is important to gamer dads and other people that, we don't all have money, right? But anyway, that's about it from me. 3 big things. Space is unreal. We now know we have a 3-dimensional space to work in. It's long. Think about the different ways you could manipulate your own lounge room to do that. The controllers, they're going to be available at launch, it can be about $100. And it's not really usable with kids under the age of 12, which means I get to enjoy it with my mates, maybe my wife a little bit too, but we'll see how we go. So anyway, guys, thank you for taking the time to watch. Fantastic to have your support. Appreciate it. Please jump onto the Facebook page, and you can search for it in the search bar up the top now at the PSGD, or hit me up on Twitter at PSGamerdad. And let's chat things PlayStation. But as always, guys, I do have to get going. I've rambled on a fair bit, and I'm going to leave you to it. Until next time, enjoy the PlayStation gaming.